Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. It's been a while. Sorry, I've been busy with the holidays and all the other things. It's been real busy, but I'm committed to do it every week or every 2 weeks, more likely, in 2024. Bring out these content Tuesdays. And yeah, last time we talked about the frequency separating on this line here, kind of painting out over the details and then merging them back together with the local lighting, and then this would be the difference between a normal paint and the result if you would, get the lighting from this blurred node instead of, you know what it is, you've seen the video. Anyway, what I forgot to mention is that this works very well with beauty work as well. So if you've worked on commercials before, you will know that clients can be very particular about how they want their skin to look in commercials. Yeah. And so they usually want some beauty work done. And usually what a junior will do, which is, it's fine. It's just kind of get a mask of the skin and then blur it into Oblivion. Just kind of do like that. But you kind of get this not so natural look. It's almost like a wax statue at this point, so you really don't want to do it. You could kind of like you could mix it back a little and it looks a little better, but there might be some details like this, like mini scar maybe, you would want to get out. So what we don't really want to do is do all the finicky stuff, the tracks, the smart vectors. That's just a recipe for disaster. So a better way to do this is with frequency separation. And so what you could do is just from a blur, from the plate, which will give you this result. If I put the blur on like 5 pixels, the higher the blur is, the more the wider the details, the bigger the details that you're gonna keep. Jesus, oh my god, I can't talk today. And then you would overback a blurred version, just like we did with the lion last time, but make sure that you have the mask plugged in here. You would just over that back. So the difference between this and this is quite big, because now you can see we're keeping all of these. Let me just hang on a second. We're keeping all of these minute details, and so we can always kind of change this blur. The bigger we make this blur, the bigger the details are that we're gonna keep. But if we would just we just want to have those little skin textures and cracks. We just want to keep that because that makes it look more natural. Even if we're like way over smoothing the skin, which is usually how it goes with commercials. So you just want to do it. It's really just super finicky. So if we do something like this, where we would keep all the little scratches and the skin textures. If we compare it to just blurring it, that's a huge difference. Makes it look way more natural. The only issue that you really want to look out for if you do stuff like this is maybe you want to not blur sort of these shadow parts too much. Like maybe be careful, because that would really almost make the image look unsharp or fake. Anyway, so that's how that works. And then you can even adjust the slider by how much you want to add. The key always to beauty work for me is just to make it like to do it, to blur everything, but just keep it subtle, We don't want to just make her into like a wax figurine. Something like this would look decent. compared to just blurring all out. I think that's a much better result. If we compare it to the original, looks quite natural, right? So if you don't want to do this entire setup, which I think is quite simple, I would usually just do it from the ground up. But there are a few plugins, third-party plugins, that do this as well. You've got the SD frequency separation. You can find this on Wikipedia, which does the exact same thing. You would just kind of blur and then slide how big of the details you want to keep, and then bring them back out in two separate sliders, highlights and shadows, which really just gives you the same result. If I A/B, pretty much the same results. Then you've got the PXF Smoother, which works really well actually. It's basically what I just did. It's the small blur, the big blur. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the exact same setup in this gizmo here. If we compare that, pretty much the same result. Anyway, hope that helps, mostly for juniors, I think. Next week, I'm going to talk about something that's more useful to mid-level and seniors, I hope. But if you didn't notice, hope this helped. I think it brings a lot of detail back in the skin, and it's much nicer than just kind of all-out blurring, or like, you know, blurring with an opacity slider. Try it out next time you have a beauty shot, and have a good Tuesday. Bye-bye.